Or sorry, Matt McGavick go. Sorry.
Thanks, Steven. Hey, Lucas. Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated. Well, season's finally here. How does it feel knowing that you're going to play your first baseball over year one, and for you, nearly 2 years, your first fully healthy baseball?
Yeah, it's super exciting. That's the one thing that last year really proved is that we're hungry and we're not going to take this year for granted. And every day is just going to be super special. But to get to put on that uniform again and play somebody else with these boys, I'm very excited to do that.
Hey, Lucas, this is Cameron from the Courier Journal. I just wanted, what was last year like for you? I know you had the hand injury most of the year. You come back, and it's like right when you get back, the season's kind of stopped. What was that like, and then how did that drive you all summer to kind of get healthy and kind of improve your game?
Yeah, obviously during and while it was happening, it was pretty tough. I had surgery like literally a week before the first game, so that was pretty depressing. I was pretty excited to get going for the last year. We all knew it was going to be special, and to not get to go to or not get to play at Ole Miss was tough. And then everything afterwards, not really getting to play healthy at all, and then that affecting the draft and whatnot. It was tough, but like you said, it definitely motivated me, and I worked really hard right when I went home, had a really good summer ball, and I think looking back that I'll always think 2020, the canceled season and breaking my hand was honestly probably a blessing because I think we're in a lot better spot this year than we were last year.
Michael.
Hey, Luke, it's Michael McCammon, Cardinal Authority. You say you're in a better spot than this year than you were last year. Talk about, obviously, there's more guys back because of the opportunity to return. So what's that done for the competition, amongst you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you look at our team, and we could probably put together like 18 hitters, like two lineups worth of competitive baseball throughout the country. So, like you said, depth, it just makes everybody better. But that being said, we're also really close, and we've taken the competition well, and I think we're ready to roll.
Cam, the Matt.
Yeah, Lucas, I was talking to Alex Morales a few weeks ago, and he said that this is a lineup, probably one of the better lineups you guys have had, just because of like that depth you said you have. When you look at this group, does that I guess how does that help you all? I think Dan mentioned something of like a sense of you can't really pitch around anybody in this lineup because everybody can hit.
Exactly, that's the thing, and it's almost stress-free knowing that as an older guy, you don't have to stress and think about doing it yourself. Even the bottom of our lineup's going to come through, and some days they're going to save the day and score all the runs. So it's very stress-free knowing that if we go do what we do, no matter what, we should be able to put runs on the board.
Hey, Lucas, Matt again. You've played a lot of positions here at Louisville, a lot of the middle infield, a lot of the outfield. But this past fall, Coach Mack said that you're going to play primarily at shortstop. Run us through what led up to that decision. And I believe he said it was mainly to draw more attention from scouts, was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think playing short is definitely going to help in that aspect. But honestly, we're more worried about this team and how it's going to help this team this year. But I've worked really hard at short. I've grown a lot, and I'm a lot more comfortable there than I was this time last year. So I think we've worked really hard, and I'm up for the challenge, and I'm going to have fun there.
Michael.
Lucas, obviously you lost two key pitchers to the draft last year. You get to see these guys on a consistent basis. Obviously, Roger's got a difficult decisions on who he's going to make the starters. Not asking you to reveal anything, but what's your impression of how these guys have come along and how they stack up to rotations you've seen during your time at Louisville?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the older guys. They've done super good in all these scrimmages. As far as the rotation, I don't know what they're going to do. That's luckily not my choice, but I think however way you put it, they're going to compete. Whoever doesn't get to start is going to run to the bullpen. They're going to compete there, and everybody's just going to help come together, and we're just going to focus on putting wins on the board.
Cam.
Yeah, Lucas, obviously, I think you mentioned it last year was obviously ended a little obviously early for everybody, but you guys had real goals of a national title. Is this year kind of like unfinished business for you guys, or do you look at it just like a completely different season?
Absolutely. I think some of the older guys definitely still have that chip on their shoulder from last year that we were confident we were going to have a good season, but this is a new season and we have new goals. And I think everybody's very committed to these goals since we kind of lost last season.
A real quick follow-up to that. New goals, I mean, is it still the same goal of like a national title in Omaha, or and what would be different about them?
Yeah, well, I think similar goals. Yes, we definitely want to win a national championship. I've always wanted to win the ACC championship, regular season and the tournament, but I think we've kind of moved on. But yes, similar goals.
Shelby.
Hi, I'm Shelby from Bellarmine University. I would just like to have your thoughts about the upcoming game with Bellarmine. Like, you excited? Just whatever comments you have about that.
Very excited to play Bellarmine. Obviously, playing anybody, but to get to play them now that they're in Division I and we get a kind of an in-city rivalry, it's going to be something that people look forward to for years to come. So to get to open that up, that's going to be very exciting.
Michael.
Lucas, kind of to follow up on Cameron's question there about the goals of getting to the College World Series and things. When you have new guys coming into the team, you've been there before. How does that message, get across? Is it something they've already learned? Hey, this is Louisville. It's what's expected. Or is that something that they kind of have to learn the way you guys do things?
I think whenever you come to the program that should be a goal every year. But it's something that we talk about all the time. We're very comfortable talking about our goals, and we talk about it all the time. We think about it all the time. So if you don't know by now that that's one of our goals, you haven't been listening very good.
Andrew.
Lucas, I know this has obviously been a different type of off season for you guys. Sort of go through how different it has been, and then following up off of that, this season could be a little nutty when it comes to scheduling and stoppages and whatnot. Has Coach Mack talked with you about that, and how are you guys preparing for all of that?
Yeah, we have talked a lot about it, and that's the nice thing about getting to play in spring is we've seen how the football team has handled it, how the basketball team's handling it, and we just got to learn. We know that we can only control what we can control, but I think as far as the normalcy, we've had a normal fall and spring as far as baseball goes. I mean, off the field, we have to be a little bit more disciplined and a little more focused on baseball, but that's perfectly fine. I think it's helped us come together as a team, but I think we should be ready for any challenges.
All right, Cameron, you can wrap us up.
Lucas, you had mentioned the hamate bone you fractured earlier. Benell's had the same thing, maybe like a week or two after you. How much did you kind of talk to him through that process? As you were a little ahead of him, you got to do your rehab a little bit differently. Just how much did you talk to him as he went through that process as well?
Yeah, we were in the training room together every day doing the same kind of treatments. And we just talked a lot about how at that time, we were just trying to be good teammates off the field, still trying to get our work in. So we would work together by ourselves a lot, but just it kind of helped to kind of become a little bit more of a leader and focus on other guys at that time.
All right, we'll finish up there. Lucas, thanks.
All right. Thank y'all. Have a good one.